If you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
So we're going to go over some of the things you need to be aware of before you just go to migardener.com or the local garden center and start putting some seeds in your cart and checking out. Because some of you do this for a hobby. Some of you just have a few containers on the patio, porch, deck, or backyard, or have a small garden. I guess you could call us professional gardeners to a certain level. We do this full time. I do this full time with the gardening and the production of the radio program and all of our video series. So we've done this. We're engulfed in that. You know, we don't really see the forest from the trees because we're in the middle of the forest sometimes. And when you pull back and look at, okay, this is things that everybody needs to be aware of. That's how we come up with some of these topics. And we were like these. What we're going to go over, we were like this starting. Years ago when we started, we became kind of overwhelmed, and we felt that if we were overwhelmed, that you might be overwhelmed, and if you're not, it's a good refresher for all of us. So
what you need to know before you buy seeds. Well, first of all, you want to pick what you like to eat because it's common sense, but really grow what you like to eat. If you're growing something and you're not sure why you like to eat it or why you like to grow it, if you don't eat it, you give it away, you get frustrated with it, and quit growing.
Right.
Like, why waste your time? So be realistic about what you're buying and also what you're growing. So just because somebody in your family grew jalapeno peppers and you cannot stand jalapeno peppers, then quit growing them.
So if you get like sucked in because of the picture on the front of the seed pack, oh, that's pretty. Well, do you even like eggplant? Yeah, it's a Turkish eggplant, but do you even like it? At least go and buy one from the, Outpost or Woodman's or Beans and Barley and find out if you even like eggplant. And if you do, then you can go on the procedure of trying to start it from seed or buy the seed start. So that's important. A lot of people will simply purchase seeds because, the package, look at that pretty tomato or look at that pretty whatever it is. And then they realize, I don't really like this that much.
Right. And when you're buying these seeds, you're going to see hundreds of seeds and you might get excited. You might say something like eggplant, like, I had this really good eggplant parmesan one time. Are you necessarily going to make that? Maybe not.
Do you know how to make it?
Do you know how to make it? Maybe not. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, like, as Joy mentioned, be realistic with what you buy. Do you say you are a small patio gardener or just like a hobby gardener, and all of a sudden you have like 40 packs of seeds with 100 seeds in each? Maybe you have a friend, family, or neighbor that you can split those seeds with or trade or something like that.
Right. I help with a small little garden group over in the Oak Creek area, and the members all have very small areas to grow. So they purchased seeds from MI Gardener. They decided what they wanted, and then they divided them up because they didn't need 25 tomato seeds, so each of them got 5. They didn't need 1,000 lettuce seeds, so they each took several pinches of lettuce seeds and put them in little bags, so they each can have something to grow in their garden. So they're not being overwhelmed with too many seeds. Now, if you have too many seeds at the end of your growing season, now for like leaf lettuce and cool weather crops, peas, radishes, those type of things, you can plant those again later in the summer for a fall harvest. But you can take them and put them in a zip top bag, remove as much air as you can out of it, put it in a mason jar, slide it in the back of the fridge, date it what year it is, and they'll be fine. Some of the world seed banks are kept below in Alaska or somewhere like that,
Alaska.
Under a mountain and they go in dormancy. They're so cold there, and they keep there for years and hundreds of years, I guess.
Another thing you can do, say you have a whole mess of seeds that are maybe like 10 years old, because seeds do lose their germination property 10% year after year. So say you have a whole bunch of seeds, you can make bird seed. Just mix them all up, and then you have bird seed, and you can do bird feeders, or if you know somebody who has bird feeders, just give them that seed, and the birds will be happy.
Right, and also if you can always plant those seeds. Now, if they're 4 or 5 years old, the resources online say parsnips will lose their germination about a year. A year is about all you got. Well, we had some that was 3 or 4 years old, and we had just underwhelming amounts of germination. We planted them super thick because, okay, we've got like very little to no germination here. And I had hundreds of parsnips I had to wean out and snip off because they all came up. So do plant those older seeds. I mean, if they're 10 or 15 years old, obviously, yes, they're not going to be good, but we're talking 3 or 4 years old. Plant those, but also get some new seeds so you're not relying on that 100% of, okay, all I've got is old seeds here. I hope they come up. 99 cents a pack over at MI Gardener. It's well worth investing in new seeds as well as using those old seeds up. And, again, know how much space you have to plant. And if you don't, figure out, okay, I've got a small plot in the backyard. It's 50 square feet. What realistically can I put in 50 square feet? There's a lot of great charts online that, gauge this out, whether in a square foot method or row planting, on what you can and can't do in those particular locations and what's best and for small gardens.
Also, think about this. If you typically buy starts and, maybe you want to transition to starting your own seeds, or there's only certain seeds you buy, keep that in mind too. If you might think, I'm going to start these seeds, but realistically you don't have the time or the resources to do it, then don't buy those seeds. Buy the seeds that you actually are going to use, and then buy your starts. Right.
We talked about last week things that are good to start indoors, things are not good things to direct sow, which means plant them at the appropriate time in the ground and not transplant, and they're mainly your root crops and a lot of your leaf lettuce. So you can do that as well. But yeah, what you're saying is very true when it comes to seed starting. And there's nothing wrong with just going out and buying starts. If you want to buy everything at Blue Mills, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you want to be able to, Blue Mills doesn't carry some fall crops, such as, the cool weather crops, leaf lettuce in the fall. So you might want to supplement that with some seeds so you can get that going as well. Anything else that we've forgot here when it comes to
just as we had mentioned, check your sources.
Right.
As we had talked about last week, make sure that you are buying from a reliable source.
If you missed that, it's on the website. Reasons why not to buy from Amazon and eBay, sites like that. And as we were posting that on social media, we had a reply come back from I don't know where she's at in the United States.
I don't know where she is either, but she was freaking out a little bit because she bought her seeds from overseas, right? Is that what she said? Yeah.
And she's not sure if they'll come, or if once they come that she will get a visit from the United States Department of Agriculture agent a few days later. So she had a meme of a guy hyperventilating into a bag. So that was.
It was a GIF.
A GIF. Okay.
Yeah. But either way.
We brought it to light.
Yeah, we brought it to light.
And that's what we need to do.
And that's what we want to do. And if you have friends or family or whatever, definitely, tell them the same thing. So just, keep in mind what you're buying and why you're buying it and where it's coming from.
Thank you for checking out the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. For more, go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com for full-length in-studio video and podcast replay of Season 1. Season 2 underway and added weekly. Tweet us at TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG to be part of the program.